Arnab, can I come in?
Yeah, thank you, Arnab. I'm glad to see some basic etiquette being observed on this panel. What I'd like to say is that, the minute one starts clipping the wings of these high flyers, there's going to be protest. They are going to sort of all band together and vociferously demand those rights to be reinstated if ever that they are withdrawn. So unless the citizens' voice is kept strong, and unless the people keep at it and demand that these kind of ridiculous perks and privileges that a very spoiled group of MPs has been accustomed to as if it's their birthright, not just accustomed to but often misused, that has to change. Their attitude must change. They must first perform what they're meant to perform in Parliament, work for the people, then the people will not grudge them not just business class tickets, they'll be happy to fly them first class if they're traveling abroad. But first, prove your credentials, prove yourselves, and then no hassle at all.
I think if you want to fly first class, pay for it yourself is a much better rule. I'll come to you, but after our next caller, which is Kamal Roy from Guwahati, he's a government employee. Kamal Roy, good evening.
No, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Make your point, sir. We are all listening to you. You can make your point. Our panelists will respond.
Sir, can I make an observation, sir, first?
Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead, sir.
These MPs, why do you bring these MPs? They actually forget that they are our servants. We elect them. At the time of election, before election, they speak all sweet things. They will give us this, they will give us this, they will make Eden for us. And when they get elected, they forget us. They take away all privileges from us. And they themselves accumulate them, use them. Why these people are brought here?
Well, Mr. Kamal Roy, when there is a pressure group created, when people act as a pressure group, even the most rigid politicians have to back off, which is hopefully happening in this case. I think the Civil Aviation Minister's comment is a huge victory for citizens. We should celebrate it. We should celebrate it, and we should continue to push the politicians to be more responsible, more accountable, head on their shoulders and feet on the ground. Yes, please, one more caller. Rajiv Rudy, I'm not ignoring you. I'm coming to you after a few callers. Partha Chakrabarti from Mumbai.
No, you are not
I'm flooded with calls tonight on this subject.
Nani, of course.
Flooded with calls.
No, you will,
Partha Chakrabarti from Mumbai. He's an engineer.
You will only get callers which will add flavor to your television channel.
Not
you will
any flavor. This is how people think, Mr. Rudy.
To your discussions. We understand.
This is how people are thinking,
your
Mr. Rudy.
Your philosophy is to carry on that flag of hate politicians.
There is no hate. If politicians do good work, they'll be loved. So, if politicians want to behave like a different caste in this country, they will not be loved. Simple logic,
and you are not talking. Arnab, you are succeeding. Actually, Arnab, you are insinuating people to lynch members of parliament on the streets. This is exactly what you are trying to tell them, teach them a lesson.
When you're at an airport in a plane, you have to be treated like a common citizen.
I understand.
Don't say things which are not.
Tomorrow, my friend, what you have done today is on tomorrow, if a member of parliament has a business class ticket, and a business class ticket has an entitlement irrespective of the circular for all business class travelers, if they go by the side on the business channel, you are asking them to be taught a lesson. So you are taking law in your hand, Arnab, trying to tell people, teach MPs a lesson. Now this is what you are using your channel for, help you. But what you are not trying to rationalize, you are trying to build up an argument telling that teach a lesson to these members of parliament.
I'll tell you one thing.
This is what you are doing on this channel. I'm so sad. Now you are even trying to tell any man who can have a business class ticket, and if he goes by a channel, he can go. But if a member of parliament, and there are certain perks and privileges for business class ticket, you are saying, teach them a lesson. You have mixed up everything. You can get this, and you have said this is a policy of the government. This is not the policy of the government. You are insinuating the people of this country to misbehave with public representatives on this channel.
This is not about...
You have asked the people to teach members of parliament a lesson. And I am sure, everyone has watched you. What is wrong is wrong for Modi's government.
3 points are here.
What needs to be corrected, But what Mr. Arnab Goswami is doing is insinuating people on the airport to take on members of parliament. And this is not the bureaucrats, not the journalists, not the police officers, not the judiciary. But when an identifiable politician is there, teach him a lesson, and this is the story of your day. I'm sure Kiran would know.
Mr. Rudy,
I'm sure everyone would have heard what you said today. Thank you, Arnab. No, you have done it. You have done it to the people.
There are three things. I'm going to go across to Partha Chakrabarti. I thought you would understand the seriousness of the news report and also understand the fact that in the India of 2014, all citizens want to be treated. All citizens want to be treated. All citizens want to be treated. Members of Parliament and citizens have to cannot operate on two different strata, and I think it is completely reprehensible that people say we are VVIPs. I think you should, on the contrary, you should punish all those people who have said today MPs are VVIPs. I want to know under which constitution, under which constitutional rule, under which law, using which judgment, can anyone make a claim saying all MPs are VVIPs? There is nothing to prove all MPs are VVIPs. MPs are common citizens. They need to behave like that. And I repeat once again, I don't think a business class passenger gets chaperoned by a lot of people, including the airport director, does not get a call saying so-and-so business class passenger is coming. There's a completely different set of rules, which is here on paper, and I suggest, Mr. Rudy, you have a look at it. I suggest you have a look at I suggest you have a look at the circular of 2007, and I'm glad that you're about to junk it. I'm glad you're about to junk it. Our next caller, Partha Chakrabarti from Mumbai. Partha Chakrabarti from Mumbai. Partha Chakrabarti from Mumbai. Sir, look at the circular of 2007, correct it and junk it if you feel it's appropriate. People are speaking out against it and they have a right to. You cannot censor them. Partha Chakrabarti from Mumbai.
Good evening, Arnab.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I had a small question. When yesterday you have been showing the Prime Minister and the President of the other countries how they are traveling in ordinary metro and others, why you are not displaying in front of our 2014 MPs about our father of the nation who travel by second class ordinary coach in Indian Airlines? Number one. Number two is, as the children of the country, are we not following our father who had sacrificed so much? I am sure that he was more than 24/7 busy than today's MPs and MLAs. Thank you.
Mr. Chakrabarti, I thank you for your call. As I wrap this up, I just want to make two quick points. One, if people are listening today in government, it's because you, the viewers, are behind them, behind this entire issue. The news report is 1000% correct. We were promised an Aam Aadmi Sarkar, and I think it is the responsibility of the media to ensure that behind the promise of an Aam Aadmi, we don't create a Khas Aadmi class for members of parliament. I think it is our job to expose those facts, and Mr. Rudy and Mr. Tyagi, it has never been my practice to make politicians happy. You've not paid me any compliments tonight, but I was not fishing for any. Thank you very much for joining me.
People, boss.
Thank you, Mr. Rudy.
What you are doing is setting a completely different agenda in the politics
Mr. Rudy, it's about responsibility for politicians, not hate politicians.
We are not insensible people. We have been in politics. What you are doing, Mr. Arnab Goswami, is actually, instead of analyzing as a journalist, you are insinuating. And you are telling that,
Mr. Rudy, Mr. Rudy, if what we are putting out is so wrong.
You have every right to flag an issue. Mr. Arnab, you have a right to flag an issue.
What we are saying is so wrong.
You have no right to judge on an issue.
What we are saying is so wrong.
Give instructions to the people.
If what we are saying is so wrong...
You are giving instructions to the people. You have on this channel, you have given instructions to the people. Teach members of parliament a lesson.
The citizens of this country, if they feel that the laws are being misused and they are being made to feel...
You cannot do this on a television channel telling people to teach members of parliament a lesson.
Mr. Rudy,
they are wrong, they are bad, they are terrible, they are corrupt. But you have no right whatsoever to tell members
any member of parliament,
teach them a lesson.
Any member of parliament, I repeat myself again, any member of parliament who does not behave like an Aam Aadmi can certainly be exposed. There is nothing wrong with that. I thank you for joining me on debate number 1 on the News Hour tonight. Thank you very much.